Listen to this podcast now on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Why is the middle class shrinking? Why are people facing an affordability crisis while marginalized individuals called informals grow in numbers? Join me as I travel the world, speaking with people living in invisibility, the leaders working to solve it, and uncovering the hard truths shaping our economy and daily reality.
Download all of Red Apple Media's podcasts right now through your favorite podcast platform.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me, taxi.
Okay, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
All right, welcome everybody on this Thursday night. So Pam Bondi is out as Attorney General. This is probably the most major, can't call it a firing because she's going to go work somewhere else, I suppose, take another job. But it's a firing. Let's call it for what it is. And let's look at the Bondi record for a second, because a lot of people out there will say, okay, Epstein files, said she had the files on her desk and she would release everything, but then didn't do that exactly. Probably shouldn't use the word files, but that sounds nefarious. And as a result, a lot of people, especially Trump supporters, were disappointed in Bondi and by extension Trump around the whole Epstein files thing, which again, I've said on the show 100 times, there are no files per se, as it pertains to Trump anyway, because if Barack Obama had it in 2015, 2016, when Trump first ran for president, probably would have been leaked to the New York Times in about 8 seconds. And then Joe Biden would have used it, absolutely, in 2020 if he had access to something like that as well. And then the Kamala campaign also would have used such damaging evidence against Trump that he somehow was either complicit or was actually a pedophile along with Jeffrey Epstein. That evidence has never come to light because it does not exist. But anyway, people were not happy with Bondi. But you look at her record, lowest murder rate in 125 years. Now, is that Bondi, herself? No, but she was the AG when that number came out. 32,000 immigration cases in the first 6 months. 7 of the FBI's 10 most wanted were captured. Located also more than 6,000 child trafficking victims, arrested more than 1,700 child predators, apprehended 300 plus human traffickers. All right, so that's the AG. You want to compare her to, Jeff Sessions under the first Trump administration? You want to compare her to, Merrick Garland in terms of getting things done that make a difference, that make this country safer? She was very, very effective. But unfortunately, from a PR perspective, was seen as a liability, and that's ultimately why Pam Bondi is out. Todd Blanche will take over. He is the Deputy Attorney General, and he'll be the guy that moves things forward, at least in the time being. And then there are, let's say, we'll call it scuttlebutt around Alina Habba eventually taking over as far as being the Attorney General moving forward. So we shall see, but in the end, that's where we are. Trump, unlike Trump 1, when we're talking about firings, which in his first term, in the first year and a half, Secretary of State, Rex Tillerson, gone. Chief of Staff, Reince Priebus, gone. Attorney General, Jeff Sessions, gone. I guess the White House press secretary, I think it was Sean Spicer. I know it was Sean, but I'm saying that in August of that year, gone. Steve Bannon, who was a senior advisor, gone also in August of that year. Just anybody who started with Trump, almost none of them finished. And in this case, his cabinet, whether we're talking about the current Secretary of State, who has 18 other jobs, and Marco Rubio, very, very much in the president's corner, and vice versa. Pete Hegseth, my friend and former colleague, Secretary of War, very much ensconced, despite the fact that Democrats over and over call for his resignation. Not going to happen. Go down the line. Interior. We could talk about Treasury, Scott Bessent, and everybody else who works for Trump right now. Very much singing from the same sheet of music. So when you hear about Bondi and somehow there's tumult within the Trump administration, it does not exist. These things happen. And in this case, it took until April of 2026 before a major name was taken out, of her position.
Let me tell you about ProHealthConnect.com. It's transforming healthcare payments, providing retailers a seamless process for over-the-counter and healthy benefit programs. By connecting retailers, health plans, and payment processors, ProHealth Connect creates one powerful, unified network. They empower independent grocers and pharmacies to accept health benefit cards without changing how they do business. With over 10,000 locations nationwide, helping more than 1.3 million people access the care and nutrition they need. Go to ProHealthConnect.com.